Hey guys! So we've talked before about what to do when you have overripe bananas. You can freeze them for protein shakes, make them into banana bread. So I have some overripe bananas. So we are going to make banana bread because my son asked me for some. And I also have strawberries that are overripening. I love banana strawberry. And so we are going to make banana strawberry bread, which I've done before. For the same exact reason, I had strawberries that were over-ripening a little bit, and it turned out awesome. So I want to share it with you guys because it's super yummy. So let's reuse our over-ripening fruits and recycle them into something delicious. Let's do it. Okay, so in here I have 1 3/4 cup of organic gluten-free flour. To this, I'm going to add 1/3 cup of granulated sugar. You can also use 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, but I like adding a little bit of maple syrup at the end because I love the flavor of it. So sugar, we're going to add a teaspoon of baking soda. This recipe is really easy. It's awesome. My kids love it. I love it. It also stores really well. It freezes really well. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Okay, let me get my whiskey whisk. I thought I had everything prepared here, but I don't. My kids are at the park right now, so I'm trying to get this video done while there's like no sound of them running around, even though I love that sound, but it makes it a little hard to do video. Okay, so did that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add 2 eggs. Let's whisk up 2 eggs. I also would normally add a teaspoon of cinnamon, but I don't have any cinnamon because I was baking with my kiddos and they had a really fun time dumping the cinnamon out. So now it's on my shopping list because I just realized that I ran out. So if you guys have cinnamon, I highly suggest adding teaspoon of cinnamon. So before we mix everything together, I just want to show you guys something that I do with the strawberries. So let's get this going while we're doing all this stuff so they have time to absorb the juices here. So if you just chop up strawberries and put them straight into your bread, the bread can become a little too wet. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it, if you have a dish towel that's dark, you can use that. My dish towels, I've shown you guys these before. The strawberries will totally stain and ruin them and not wash out. So for that purpose, I'm going to use a little bit of paper towels. So we're going to chop up our strawberries and we're going to lay them in the paper towel and cover them up. Let's chop up our strawberries. So we're going to cut these pretty small. Oh my gosh, these cute little strawberries from the farmer's market. They're cute. They're really sweet and beautiful, but they over-ripen really, really quickly. That one's like mushy, so we're not going to use that because that's going to just like disintegrate. This should actually be enough. You don't need that many strawberries. Okay, so now let's mix this up. This would also go in the bottom of a beautiful Prosecco summer cocktail, just saying. Okay, so you don't want to like pulverize it. So we're going to leave it just like that. Now what we're going to do is sprinkle it in some paper towel because you want to get that excess juice off so it doesn't make the bread soggy. Okay, see what I mean? That would normally be staining your towels. So then just roll it up and we're just going to let it sit and let these, it looks like a bloody towel. Don't make it weird. Okay, it'll be appetizing later. Move that to the side. Okay, great. Let's continue with our mix. We have our dry ingredients, sans cinnamon, because I ran out. We have 2 beaten eggs, 1/2 cup of unsalted melted butter. We're going to put that into the eggs. We're going to add in a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Yummy. We're also going to add in a tablespoon of maple syrup. I just really love the flavor of maple syrup, and so do my kids. Also, if I have local farmer's market honey, we actually just finished it. I don't even think I have a tablespoon left. Yeah, I literally don't even have a tablespoon left. But if I have farmer's market honey, I'll use that. It's delicious. But I also love maple syrup, so that's what we're using. I also love adding a 1/4 cup of yogurt. It helps the banana bread. If you use strawberries or not, I suggest using yogurt because it really helps it have this beautiful, moist, like density. And especially with the strawberries and the yogurt together is a beautiful flavor. So I really like it. So if you guys are down, you guys should add in a 1/4 cup of yogurt. Also, I love adding in yogurt to anything because my daughter doesn't like yogurt and my son does. So he'll just eat like, you know, yogurt and fruit and cereal together in like this little parfait thing. But my daughter won't go near it, and I really want her to have the probiotics, so I sneak it in. Hopefully the probiotics make it into the bread. Okay, now we're gonna mix all this up. So general rule of thumb, wet ingredients, then dry ingredients, and then you fold them together. This is looking good. My kids are gonna be so happy. They always ask for banana bread. Okay, great. So now let's get our bananas all mashed up. Our strawberries are still doing their thing. So the way that I like to do my bananas, if you want to even more banana-y, add another banana. However, these bananas aren't quite ripe enough yet. And my son will be eating those just the way they are. So I'm just going to use these 3 overripe ones. These are so ripe, they're gonna be really sweet and great flavor in the bread. This is also a really great job to give your kids to unpeel the bananas and mash them. So we're gonna get the bananas into a bowl and then we're gonna mash them with a fork. That's my favorite way to do it. Let me throw this out because it doesn't look super appetizing. You can also like cook these down with some sugar and make some banana syrup, just saying. Now we're gonna mash. If you actually put banana skins just in a glass of sugar, you'll see liquid form on the bottom after a few hours, especially the next day. And you can use that as banana syrup on pancakes and cocktails. Okay, so now I'm just like pressing the fork against the sides of the bowl to mash it. So my son really wants the banana like pulverized in there. For some reason, when he's eating bread and he comes across like the chunk of banana, he doesn't like it, yet in his daily life, he loves eating banana. I don't know. That's just his preference. So because I know that preference, I'm going to try to like pulverize these as much as possible. It's also an arm workout. I feel it in my triceps. Oh yeah. Okay, that looks pretty silky smooth. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I was thinking about my kids' likes and dislikes, and it's very funny. Okay, so let's just mix all these wet ingredients together. Banana all folded up inside there. Look at that, yummy. And now we're gonna add this to our dry ingredients. Now we're gonna blend this all up. Okay, so we're just gonna fold all this together. You know, you wanna be careful not to overmix. So let's add in our strawberries now. We're gonna delicately fold those in. You just wanna get them off of your towel. So I also love adding walnuts to my banana bread. My son does not like it. So I'm gonna show you a little trick to just put it in half and to know which half you put the walnuts in. Okay, so now let's stir this all together. My gosh, it looks so pretty. I love it with the strawberries. Doesn't that look beautiful with the little pops of red in there? So I don't want to blend too much once the strawberries are mixed in because you don't want to crush them. So this is perfect. This is done. So now we're going to add it to our pan. Okay, so the way to add walnuts in half is I just stir them into half of the batter. And I just stir them in. And then what I'll do is just stick some walnuts just on this half. So I know that this half has walnuts. Pop it in the oven, 350. We're gonna check it in 35 minutes. Okay, so I ended up cooking my bread for about an hour, and I'm learning this oven still because I'm not in my usual kitchen. So this took about an hour, but look at how pretty it looks with the walnuts on top. So now I know this is my walnut half. It smells so good. Let's cut a little piece. Oh my goodness, you guys. Look at how beautiful it is. Oh, it's so pretty. It smells so good. It's perfectly cooked. It's so, like, moist. I don't know another word. It's, wow. It's beautiful. That's really good. Oh my gosh, my kids are going to love this. All right, yay. Thanks for hanging out with me. By the way, I'm going to keep this for like 3 days. On the third day, I'm going to slice the rest of it if there's any left, and then freeze it in slices, because then you can put them in the fridge, thaw them out overnight, and then pop them in the oven for breakfast the next morning. So yummy. And because it's so, like, it's not dry at all, it can withstand the freeze and then the thaw and heating it up. It's delicious. Okay, great. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you know when I put up another video. I'll see you guys next time.